Paint back at you with another video, man. Back in these YouTube streets. So we got to talk about Benzino speaking on Paul Pierce being stabbed up 11 times in Boston. Now, y'all can remember back in the past, this right here broke the internet because this when Paul Pierce was hot as fish grease back in his prime. Now, Benzino said that it was a group in Boston at the time in the streets by the name of the Wise Guys. And the Wise Guys had an album release party. Make a long story short, Paul Pierce and the Celtics was there. You feel me? Now, Benzino said during the time they weren't really paying it no attention when the fight broke out. But he was like, it was a big old brawl that happened. A couple dudes got stabbed up. Paul Pierce happened to be one. Now, the situation all stemmed from a female, man. They said that Paul Pierce was drunk, turned up that night, and he was talking aggressively to one of the Wise Guys' significant other, which we all know when it come down to this club junk, majority of the murders, majority of the stabbings, you know, it always stemmed from a female because that's just how it always been. But anyway, they said Paul Pierce was in there that night, and basically he was talking aggressive, I guess, to the Wise Guys or whatever after they checked him and let him know that, you know, that was his old lady. And they said in the process of it all, they said Paul Pierce ended up being stabbed up real bad. Almost ended up on his deathbed. Well, he was on his deathbed because they said that he was fighting for his life, allegedly. Now, this blew up so big because Benzino had a stiff, strong clique back then. He said he had 2 rivalry projects, you know what I mean, that he brought together, and these were some real stiff men. But just so happened that night right there with Paul Pierce, it got real, you feel me? And he said while Paul Pierce was laying on the bed, the detective had a picture of a lineup of all of the people that was in the club. And they said that, he said instead of Benzino picking him, he picked another guy that didn't have nothing to do with it because he said him and Benzino was watching the fight the whole time. And he said basically Benzino picked the wrong person. And in the process of it all, Benzino said they had got that guy a lawyer and he ended up beating the case or whatever. But he said that some guy named Roscoe and Trev, Roscoe ended up getting 20 and some dude named Trev, they ended up catching a bunch of time behind this situation. Now, he said when he see Paul Pierce on these interviews, you know, trying to act all gangster like Steven Jackson, Stack 5, you know, he said he be wanting to say, you know, you need to tell the truth, bro. You need to explain to the kids about what happened when you intoxicated and you go into another city acting aggressive. Because from what Benzino's saying in so many words, like, he's saying like it's basically Paul Pierce's fault. If he wouldn't have never been drunk, turned up, and basically messing with somebody else's old lady in so many words, that he wouldn't have never been stabbed up that many times. But on another note, y'all drop a comment below. Let me know how y'all feel about this video on Benzino speaking on Paul Pierce being stabbed up in Boston. I'll be back with y'all later. I'm gone.